In medieval times, enormous robots invade planet Earth, engaging in battle with knights.
Did you forget who I am? I'm Optimus Prime.
In medieval times, war rages on, people battling with swords amidst chaos and confusion. Sir Lancelot rides up to King Arthur, inquiring about the so-called wizard Merlin. The man replies that Merlin will surely come, as he has vowed. The enemy launches an attack, their force is overwhelming. King Arthur faces potential defeat. Meanwhile, Merlin, not entirely sober, gallops through the forest. Upon reaching a plain, he encounters a massive crashed alien spaceship. Addressing the surviving alien inhabitants, he pleads for their help to save their world from destruction. In exchange, he promises to keep their secret safe. Agreeing to this, a robot grants him a staff and a mechanical dragon. However, the robot warns him to protect the staff, as great evil will one day come for it. Rushing back, Merlin arrives just in time, and with the dragon's help, they turn the tide of the battle. 1,600 years later, Optimus Prime left Earth, embarking on a quest to find his creators. Some say he won't return, and his sworn enemy Megatron has vanished. Without them, chaos has gripped the world. Transformers are declared outlaws, and a Transformer Elimination Service, TES, is formed. They are allowed to live freely only in Cuba, but these beings continue to arrive on Earth in large numbers. Unexpectedly, a NASA employee spots a strange object approaching Earth on the monitor and urgently alerts the director. 4 teenage boys arrive at a forbidden zone surrounded by barbed wire, but they manage to sneak inside. In the devastated area, the kids find a crashed small ship. Climbing aboard, they discover a robot inside. At first, they think it's dead, but suddenly it shows signs of life. Frightened, the kids tumble off onto the ground. To their horror, they find themselves in the sights of test robots. However, a girl distracts the machines by tossing a decoy, and together with the boys, they flee. The robots give chase, but the kids manage to hide in a small stone shelter. There, they are joined by a small robot named Squeaks, the girl's partner. Unexpectedly for the boys, the pile of rocks comes to life. It's revealed to be the robot Canopy, also a friend of the girl. Meanwhile, TES military units detect the kids in the forbidden zone. They believe the kids are in danger and launch a missile at the robot defending them. The missile hits Canopy squarely in the chest, and he perishes. At that moment, Cade bursts in on a vehicle to rescue the kids. The girl refuses to leave her friend behind, though she can no longer help him. Persuading her, he gets them to safety, then returns to try to repair the fallen robot. But it's too late, and before dying, Canopy hands him a talisman, which he initially refuses. He plans to leave the zone but notices that they are targeted by a test squad. At the same time, they are being watched by a Decepticon. Agents order him to surrender and betray his friends, but he refuses, and the robots come to his aid. Bumblebee engages in battle with the agents and takes one of the officers hostage. William Lennox intervenes, releasing Cade and the robots, but as they leave, a tracker is attached to Bumblebee. In headquarters, the general examines a photo of the deceased robot, older than Optimus Prime, unlike any they've seen. They also observe the Decepticon barricade and now the CIA is monitoring him. From an audio recording, the military learns that the Decepticons are searching for some staff, a weapon of unlimited power hidden somewhere on Earth. Barricade visits Megatron and informs him that the robot gave the talisman to a human, suggesting they use TES to find him. The general states that they must find and neutralize this staff at any cost, and Lennox will have to work with TES. He dislikes the idea, as the agents fail to understand that Autobots are not their enemies. Meanwhile, Optimus Prime arrives back on his home planet, Cybertron, witnessing its devastation and decay. There, he encounters his creator, Quintessa, who claims herself to be his goddess and forces him to submit to her will. Back on Earth, Cade drives home in his vehicle, when suddenly he notices an artifact he had previously rejected. As soon as he touches it, another artifact elsewhere activates, showing that the knight has arrived. At Oxford University, a young professor tells her students the story of King Arthur and Merlin, dismissing it as legend and fiction. On Cybertron, Quintessa informs Optimus about the staff, which was stolen from her by the 12 Guardian Knights, entrusted to humans, and hidden on Earth. This staff is the only thing that can restore life to Cybertron. She commands the Autobot to find it to redeem himself before his creator. Living among the junkyard machines are the Autobots, alongside Cade. Upon returning home, he finds chaos, the robots behaving like children. One of the robots notices the knight's talisman but thinks it's a fake. After a conversation with the Autobot, Cade discovers a stubborn girl who has followed him. He tries to explain to her that this place is not for her, but she proves too headstrong. Eventually, Cade allows Isabella to stay with them. In different parts of the world, people discover alien horns that continue to grow. Scientists report to the government about an approaching alien object to Earth. In 3 days, it will reach the planet, potentially causing the death of all life. On his junkyard, Cade manages a 20-second satellite phone call with his daughter. He cannot speak for longer, or he risks being tracked and caught. Morshower and Lennox arrive at a secret hideout. Based on provided photos, they see that the alien horns are of great interest to the Decepticons. Megatron has been seen near each one. Later, the robot takes 2 CIA operatives hostage and proposes an exchange, the humans for his accomplices. Lennox and Tess agents head to the desert to strike a deal with Megatron. He demands the release of members of his team, Mohawk, Dreadbot, Nitro Zeus, and Onslaught. Only Berserker remains imprisoned. The general orders Lennox to keep an eye on Megatron. Cade has something that will lead the robot to the weapon, allowing them to destroy him. The Decepticons, Tess agents, and Lennox with his team set out following the beacon coordinates. As their convoy passes Chief Sherman, he tries to stop them but fails and radios a warning to Cade. Quickly gathering his belongings, Cade and the Autobots leave the junkyard, leaving one behind to cover their escape. Reaching an abandoned town, the robots engage in battle with the Decepticons. One of them spots the talisman on Cade's arm, the item they need. Supporting the Decepticons, Tess releases drones that quickly locate Cade and his group, but they manage to evade capture temporarily. The group runs into a building and takes an elevator to the top floor. However, an unknown robot waits for them in the elevator. As they reach the desired floor, a drone crashes through the glass, dragging Cade down with it. Struggling to survive and hide from the machines, Cade realizes that the talisman protects him from bullets. After fending off the hostile forces, Cogman approaches him, informing Cade that he is there because of him and the talisman. The artifact will not leave Cade until he completes his mission. Confused, Cade is urged by Cogman to come with him to England, where everything will be explained. Leaving Isabella in the care of the Autobots, he sets off on the journey. The military tracks Megatron and Cade via satellite, observing that both are heading to England. On Cybertron, Quintessa reveals to Optimus that Earth has another name, Unicron, the ancient enemy of Cybertron. Using her staff, they can drain all the energy from Earth, destroying the planet and reviving Cybertron. She bestows upon Optimus a new name, Nemesis Prime. In London, Vivian is watching the news with her family. Her relatives are pestering her with questions about her personal life. To avoid another such conversation, she heads to her father's study. However, memories of her always busy dad keep her from entering. Deciding she doesn't need anything from there, she leaves the house. As soon as she gets into her car, a letter flies out of the glove compartment. Holding it, she reads that the 12th Earl of Folgan insists on her presence at dinner immediately. As soon as Vivian finishes reading, the car seems to come to life, locking the doors, starting the ignition, and speeding off. Frightened, she tries to get out but can't. Along the way, the car transforms into a Lamborghini and delivers her to a castle. Almost simultaneously, Cade arrives at the castle with Bumblebee. They are greeted by Edmund Burton. He tells Vivian, an Oxford professor, and Cade that he is the last living member of the Order of Witwickens. This secret brotherhood protects the hidden history of the Transformers on Earth. During King Arthur's time, Merlin made a deal with the Transformers. They won the war and formed an alliance with the robots. Legend has it that one day the last knight will be chosen, and a battle to save the world will begin. It appears that Cade is the last knight. In a large hall, Burton shows them the Knights' Round Table, which he has been studying for a long time. The only phrase he could decipher is, "Defend the staff until the last breath." It's known as Merlin's staff and was buried with the wizard. Only a direct descendant can wield it, and Vivian is Merlin's last descendant on Earth. Therefore, she is their last hope. Shocked by what she hears, Vivian realizes that although her father was supposed to pass on the knowledge of the staff's location, she knows nothing about it. Meanwhile, TRF agents are closing in on the castle. Burton, Vivian, and Cade get into their cars and leave. Reaching her house, they head to her father's study to search for information. Burton goes to the library, where a friend told him a missing book might be. Finding it, he learns that Earth was once called Unicron and that its horns will rise one day to battle the goddess Quintessa. All continents were once connected, and the horns formed a circle, with Stonehenge at the center. After turning the study upside down, the partners find the necessary information. TRF agents burst into the house, and they flee. Successfully evading the TRF and Decepticons, the group heads to the Naval Museum. Burton buys out the museum and clears everyone out of the submarine, which turns out to be a transformer that knows the way to the staff. Cade, Vivian, Cogman, and Bumblebee head into the depths of the Atlantic Ocean, searching for the sunken ship of the Knights of Cybertron. Lennox and his team follow them. Burton decides to visit the new Prime Minister. He tells him that all resources must be mobilized because the world is facing its end, and he knows when and where it will happen. Planet Cybertron is approaching Earth. It has already reached the moon and collided with it. The next target is the International Space Station, ISS, and those aboard are doomed. There are only 12 hours left until the planet arrives. On a junkyard, one of the Autobots discovers a flying ship, and all the robots, along with Isabella and Jimmy, head to England. Arriving at the ship, they find dead knights and Merlin's tomb. Opening the sarcophagus, they see his desiccated body holding a staff. Disappointed by the outcome, Cade approaches another nearby knight to find out what happened. Unexpectedly, the robot comes to life and attacks them. They are rescued by Lennox's group, who have been following them all this time. Vivian grabs the staff, which immediately transforms into a rod, and Quintessa senses its awakened power. Agents try to get Vivian to surrender, but they are distracted by newly revived knights. Before the military can handle them, a new robot appears behind them and kills them. Cade sees that it's Optimus Prime. He demands the staff, and the humans comply. However, Cade realizes something is wrong with Optimus. He's not acting like himself. At that moment, the Knight's ship begins to surface. Bumblebee catches up to Optimus, and a fight ensues between them. At one point, Cade tries to reach Optimus's consciousness, but it's in vain. After defeating Bumblebee, Optimus is about to kill him when suddenly, his true voice emerges, bringing him to his senses. Realizing what he has done, Decepticons arrive and take the staff from him. The risen knights accuse Optimus of treason and sentence him to death. Cade intervenes, his talisman turns into Excalibur, and he stops the execution. He tells the Autobot that only he can make things right, and they can't do it without him. Promising he will never betray them again, he asks his friends to join him on Cybertron to destroy Quintessa. The Decepticons have reached Stonehenge, and the Knight's ship is also approaching. The planet Cybertron is so close that parts of it are already on the ground nearby. The military heads to Stonehenge to prevent the portal from being activated. Burton distracts one of the robots, but it shoots back, and the explosion throws him far away, killing him. Coordinating their attack with the Autobots, Cade, Vivian, and the Marines head to Cybertron. Along the way, their planes are attacked by robots, and even the distracting human fighters don't help. Maneuvering through the planet's debris and dodging projectiles, the teams make a rough landing on their target area. A fierce battle ensues, with the Decepticons doing everything they can to prevent the humans from reaching the ignition chamber that's draining Earth's energy. The Marines are pinned down, and Isabella asks Squeaks to help them. Megatron orders one of the Decepticons to transform, combining 6 robots into one giant form. Lennox reports to the command center that they are pinned down and can't reach the chamber. Seeing this, a scientist at the command post on Earth suggests shooting the vines holding a piece of the planet in place, which would cause it to crash into the chamber. The general agrees with the plan and orders Lennox to highlight the target with a laser and then retreat. Meanwhile, a small robot sneaks up on an enemy robot and disables it. Isabella spots Optimus flying on a dragon. As soon as he lands, he is attacked by the giant Decepticon, forcing it to split back into 6 robots. Optimus decapitates them all in one strike. The Marines reach the edge of the section and evacuate from the planet with parachutes. The jets strike the highlighted target, but the plan fails, and the chamber continues to drain energy. Vivian realizes that their only chance to survive is to deactivate the staff. Cade and the Autobots follow her. The battle with the Decepticons continues as the planet tilts. Vivian and Cade, slipping and sliding, slowly advance towards the staff, covered by the Autobots. Seeing Vivian close to the staff, Quintessa orders Megatron to kill her, but Optimus distracts him and defeats him again. With great effort, Vivian reaches the staff. At the same time, Optimus engages Quintessa in battle and, with Bumblebee's help, defeats her. Vivian manages to remove the staff. Cybertron starts to collapse, and the friends, along with pieces of the planet, plummet downwards, but the Autobots catch Vivian and Cade, saving them from falling to their deaths. Earth is saved, but now it is merged with Cybertron. Transformers and humans must work together to restore their planets if they want to survive. Optimus sends out a message to all Autobots, calling them to return home. In the desert, scientists are examining an alien horn. One of the men sees a strange woman cloaked in black. Approaching her, he asks if she's lost. She replies cryptically, telling him not to touch the horn, as it dislikes being disturbed. The man doesn't understand whom she is talking about, and the woman adds that the horn's name is Unicron. She offers to show him how to kill it. Question to the audience: is it worth it for Autobots to keep helping humans time after time? After all, humans have betrayed them so many times. Share your thoughts in the comments below, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. See you in the next videos.